Well, guys, so again, we are back to our strategic management module, ST106. We are in session number 12, which is talking about society and businesses. It's a chapter of society and businesses. We divide this lecture and, or let's say this chapter, into two parts. In the first part, we will have about, let's say, more than 30 minutes talking about an introduction and the structure, etc. And then we move to, after a break, to the second part of this lecture and this chapter. So, over the last 11 lecture, we talk about the 11 last 11 previous chapters and about 22 sections. We talk about different issues internally, inside your organization, and externally outside your organization. We define strategy, just to remind you, very important issue which is related to business and society, which is related to this topic now. We define strategy as the scope and direction of an organization over long term, which achieve advantage to your organization, using different resources, configuration of resources. With configuration of resources, within a challenging environment, to achieve stakeholder expectations. Very important issue, to achieve stakeholder expectations. So we are concerned about stakeholder, inside the stakeholder and outer one. So this is your organization. This is your business. This is your business, and this is your external environment. Inside your business you have staff and employee. Inside your business you have let's say managers, union and syndicate. Of course, union and syndicate are there and here and there. Here and out and in. Outside your business, you have government, community, customer, competitor, supplier, press and media. So you have different topics to talk about, and different parties to balance between them. Okay, guys? So one of the main of our concern nowadays for business worldwide and government are societies, and how we can satisfy and consider their wishes, consider their needs, consider their interests, wants, etc. And something we never forget, it's about the environmental issue. How we keep our environment clean. How to achieve sustainability. How to achieve sustainability of your business. Okay, guys? So, don't forget this. And we have to focus about all this stuff. And so it's our concern for today, for this lecture, I mean, chapter 12, section number 1. And let's see what is our topic for today. So we have to, some intended learning outcomes. We hope, we wish, we want our participants of this module to understand the rule of business, to consider the arguments against and with social responsibility, recognize different aspects of negotiation, distinguish thought on corporate governance, realize the importance of business ethics and its practices. Business ethics and its practices. So, guys, keep going with us. Keep listening. Have you got any question or query, please? Write down your notes, your recommendation, and your question. And I will answer it when we meet online. Soon, inshallah. Okay. So let's go ahead. What are the main keywords of this chapter? This give us the outline, what we talk about in this chapter. Undesirable effects, social responsibility, regulation and intervention, corporate governance, social responsiveness. We said corporate governance twice. No need for this one again. And business ethics. And business ethics. Don't forget, guys, this important issue. And you will be asked to repeat and to keep memorize it and keep it in your mind later on when we discuss it online. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead. Let's talk about chapter structure. We start with an introduction. We then identify the impact of business activity on society. Identify the impact and clarify this impact on business activity on society. We define social responsibility. We shed light on corporate governance, and it's an importance of one of our important issues to talk about business ethics. Business ethics. Right. So, companies that create value for society use business thinking to solve the problems that have traditionally been considered social issues. Okay, so companies try to innovate. Companies try to companies try to create values for society. Long time ago, most and maybe all companies just try to achieve profit and market share and reputation. But gradually, especially in at the end of 20th century and the beginning of 21st century, companies start to think about their society, thinking about its responsibility, the responsibility towards society. Use business thinking to solve the problems that have traditionally been considered social issues. Yes? By creating products or services that tackle humanitarian or environmental issues. Companies are not just donating money they made by any means possible. Again, long time ago, to consider society and to make let's say such successful reputation and brand name, companies started donation, start donating donation. Donating money they made by any means possible. This not only the mean to donate and give money to people. There are many issues to consider social responsibility to address this important issue. Right. What is the impact of business activity on society? Society and vice versa got huge and tremendous impact on business, especially nowadays. And business activities as well, they have their values and contribution to society. So, one main question raised, one main question raised nowadays, especially for government, for all governments worldwide, how can the benefits of business activity be encouraged while still controlling or outlawing the undesirable effects? How we can encourage companies nationally, domestically, locally to contribute to their society whilst controlling or outlawing the undesirable effects. The answer to this problem is often for governments to use changes in the law, because as we mentioned, government can use laws and regulation to control undesirable features or business activities, whilst giving support to firms engaging in desirable activity. Pollution, social responsibility, a clean environment, donation, contributing in many events. So this can be encouraged by government and encouraged by state, and try to minimize, and government should minimize the negative point and the negative contribution of companies in damaging their environment and their society. Okay, so give support to firms engaging in desirable activity, and vice versa, that companies that engage in undesirable effects or impact on their life, on business life and community. Look at the following slide and consider the following. What are the main possible benefits to society? And what are the main possible undesirable effects on society? On business society. Okay, I have to make this red one. This one here. Bold. And this one bold as well. Let's start talking about this. Production of useful goods and services which people wish to buy. Right. So we have desirable and good benefits and undesirable, or let's say negative or bad effects. Let's consider some of them. Let's count some of them. Production of useful goods. When it's something very important in food industry, appliances, communication, etc. Creation of jobs. And this is one of the main interests of government. Try to encourage business. Try to encourage businesses worldwide to achieve what? To achieve, let's say, to get more jobs and job security for employees and staff. Introduction of a new product and process that widen product range and reduce cost of production. Tax payments made by business to government. This is the main issue for your government, for your state. Your state and your government, they don't want only a taxation. They want job vacancies and job security for people, for their population. Tax payments, why not? Welfare and useful goods, and another factors to be considered. Let's have a look on let's say bad or possible undesirable effects. Profit motives of business can lead to decision to locate in cheap but attractive and unspoiled areas. So, getting better benefits, getting higher impact, getting better reputation can lead companies to do something which is not very useful to all companies, to all the society, which is only useful to their on their sake, for their sake. Managers aiming to lower costs might offer very low wages with poor and unsafe working conditions. Companies try to produce at low cost. So managers try to reduce labor costs and maybe lower quality. Some production methods lead to serious pollution problems. We'll never forget at all. some production methods, especially old ones that not met ISO standards, especially of pollution, ISO standards to be met. This can lead to harm, seriously harm environment. And maybe government try to impose more pollution tax on that companies. Certain goods made by industry are dangerous or can add to the society maybe nothing, or add something bad, or it's not useful or dangerous. Okay, so this bit to be our concern. There are many concerns actually. As I mentioned, I just count some of them as positive and negative issue. Positive and negative issue. Right. Clear, guys? Is it clear enough? Okay, very good. Let's go to social responsibility. What does that mean, social responsibility? It is the obligation of decision makers to take action which protect and improve the welfare of society as a whole, along with their own interests. Okay, guys? So, social responsibility is the obligation of decision makers to take action which protect and improve the welfare of society as a whole, along with their own interests. Even every decision the businessman takes and every action he contemplates have social implications. Every decision the businessman takes and every action he completes has social implications. So, social implications protect, improve welfare of society, along with the company interest, along with their company interest or businessman interest. So this is very clear and should be considered. Then there are some arguments with and some arguments against for social responsibility to be considered. Let's count some of them. Let's consider some of them. Business has to respond to the needs and expectations of society. Business, so this is with. Business has to respond to the needs and expectations of society. Improvement of the social environment benefits both society and business. Improvement of the social environment benefits both society and business. This is an important issue. Social responsibility discourages additional government regulation and intervention. When you share or contribute to social responsibility, this maybe there is no need later on for government to intervene and to for another additional government regulation and intervention. Business has a great deal of power, which be accompanied by an equal amount of responsibility. Business has a great deal of power, which should be accompanied by an equal amount of responsibility. Internal activities of a business, of an enterprise, has an impact on the external environment, and this is normal because there is an interaction between internal and internal part, external and internal part. Machines, operations, people and staff, all of them are part of the company, of your company, and the environment surrounding your company. So there is overlapping relationships. The concept of social responsibility protects interests of stakeholders. The concept of social responsibility protects interests of stakeholders, and this is normal, and this is well known to all people. Now, let's go ahead and let's make arguments against social responsibility. Let's have some arguments against social responsibility. Of course, this is taken from different resources, different, let's say, different references. Yes. Okay. So let's have a look at scan arguments against social responsibility. Could reduce economic efficiency. This could reduce economic efficiency. Would create excessive cost for business. Weakened international balance of payments. Weakened international balance of payments. Business has enough power. So I'm just counting them one by one. Then I will explain. Or let's start from one to one. Some people, some businessmen argue that companies which let's say dedicate let's say budgets of social responsibility can reduce or could reduce economic efficiency. This is from their point of view. They think so. Would it create excessive cost for business? Business that share with business with social responsibility, that will lead to more cost, and this will increase final cost, and as well can reduce efficiency again. Weakened international balance of payment. This is from their point of view. Has enough power and social involvement would further increase its power and influence. So, when business engage in such activity, it can further increase its power and influence. Some people believe that. Business people lack the social skills necessary to deal with the problems of society. And business, at the end, business is not really accountable to society. Some people, they think so. Or some businessmen and women. They said, none of our business. None of our business. We are concerned about our company, extend our company, expand our business, getting more profit, reputation, brand name. That's it. That is our business. It's not our concern exactly. We don't really. They are we are accountable to society, and still this is their, let's say, still this their, let's say, this their, let's say, concern or a point of view. Still this their point of view. Now we can say this, and we can say thank you very much for being with us in this over the last 31 minutes, talking about society and business in part number 1. In part number 1, session number 12, part number 1. We are at the end of that section, and let's go ahead to section number 2 of business and society. Please keep listening with us after a break for 5 to 10 minutes. Think about the keywords and about chapter outlines. Start preparing some questions, queries, recommendations, and to be raised in our online meeting later on about section number 1, social responsibility, against and with. Okay then. So now take a break for 5 to 10 minutes, and see you after that. Goodbye for now.